Page 134. Hariu Ladonai Kol Haaretz. B'tchu v'ranenu v'zameru. Raise a shout to God, all the earth. Break into joyous songs, songs of praise. Page 134. Page 137 at the bottom of the page. Adonai Ozla Moyiten, Adonai Yivarech et Amo B'Shalom. May God grant strength to our people, and most importantly, grant us the gift of peace. Page 137. Adonai Oz Le'amo Yiten, Adonai Yivarech et Amo. Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
I hope you are doing well this chilly, rainy, and muggy evening. What I want to do, Shabbat, this first section that we do right now is the Kabbalat Shabbat. Kabbalat means receiving and welcoming Shabbat. And the best way to welcome and to receive is to introduce yourself to somebody else. So those of you who are able or feel fit or who want to keep extra warm, if you wouldn't mind standing up, taking a few minutes, introducing yourself to someone that you don't know.
I don't know what's going on.
Oh, there's no speaker.
No, there's something wrong with the system.
Okay. לקראת קלה בני שבת נקבלה לחדוני לקראת קלה בני שבת so as we are about to light candles, so too we light this memorial candle, recognizing so many who are unable to join us, and yet we remember them. Page 119. 119. Valérie, you can do it in French if you like.
Can you do from here?
Yeah.
I'm going to do it in French.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us find knowledge by which to live. Let us take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives.
Oh, hang on. Hold the thought. One more time with feeling. They're trick candles. They're intentional. It's actually that it's right under the where the heating and cooling is.
Blessed are you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom, and we welcome the Sabbath bride and Shabbat, and we turn to page 140. Please be seated. 140.
להודות לאדוני, מזמור שיר ליום השבת. טוב להודות לאדוני, וזמר לשמך עליון, וזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדיך, ואמונתך בלילות. הרי עשו והרי נאבד, הרי היגיון מכינות. ישמחתני אדוני בפועלך, במעשה ידיך רנן. רגעו מעשיך אדוני, לראות עמקו מחשבותיך. איש רע לא ידע, וזיר לא יבין עצות. צדיק כתמי יפרח, כארץ בבנון יזכה. שתולים בבית אדוני, באמצעות אלוהינו יפיקו. עוד ינופות בשיבה, ושירים מרעמים יהיו. להגיד כי ישר אדוני, צורים ולא עברת בו.
Page 142, the words of Shalom Aleichem, our angels bless us. May this week be as filled with blessing and sacred and sanctity as we have prepared Shabbat, so may we be blessed with a week of beauty.
שלום עליכם, מלאכי השרת, מלאכי יום. מי מלך, מלאכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. בואכם לשלום,
guys on page 144 for the Chatzi Kaddish and the call to prayer.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
והמן תפרח ירודי וימליך מלכותי. בחייכון וביומכון ובחידךו בית ישראל.
Bagala, bagala, ובזמן קריב.
ואמרו
Amen. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך.
יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שם קודשה
ברכו.
וגם במקום ברכתה ושירתה
תושבחתה ונחמתה תאמירן בעלמה.
ואמרו
Amen.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
We continue now, please be seated, on page 149, reading together in the English. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch ata Adonai hama'ariv aravim, on page 150.
אהבת עולם
אהבת עולם
ישראל
אל
עמך אהבת עמך אהבת תורה ומצוות בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל, ואמרת עליהם, ועשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו הציצית הכנף בתיר תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית וריתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיהם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
So, an interesting thing that strikes me, when we sing the Shema, when we say the Shema, Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad, it talks about listen Adonai, listen Israel, listen Jewish people, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Right? The Shema focuses on oneness. And as I'm standing here in between Sharon and the cantor, and I'm listening to these beautiful harmonies over the Shema, it occurs to me...
Can you hear us?
Oh yes, I can definitely hear you.
Just checking.
Yeah. Okay. So what is interesting about that is that oneness doesn't necessarily mean the same, right? Unity is not the same as uniformity, right? Oneness is creating a sound with multiple notes. And I think that is a very profound thing, because when we think of one and we think of unity, we all think, oh, we have to be aligned, we have to be the same. But we don't actually have to be the same. And oneness actually is strengthened when we bring our differences to create a whole, because a whole is made up of pieces from various parts. So that was one thought I had as we're singing the Shema and the Ve'ahavta. The other thought I had, as I was with the intro class this past Tuesday night, and we were talking about the Yamim Norim. We were talking about the days of awe, the high holy days, right? Yamim Norim. And we were talking about what does the word awe actually mean, days of awe, right? When you think of awe, I know, sorry, my accent, but when you think of AWE, you know, kids will say, awesome, right? That wasn't quite what I was going for. But when you speak to someone, you know, I asked the class, how many of you guys can remember the last time you experienced awe? I was in awe that how many people raised their hands, because I'm thinking I can't remember the last time I fully experienced it to the degree of what it is. And we talked about awe and how Norah means both awe and dread. And, you know, and when we can think of a moment when we feel like overwhelmed with and right? And sometimes it feels the same. Sometimes our body trembles and shakes. But it's awesome. And I shared with them a moment, yeah, this is not my drosh, so just relax. I shared with them a moment when the first time I felt an experience of awe, so forgive me if I say it again, but listening to you guys sing the Shema, it reminded me of when I was, I don't know, 18, 19 maybe, and I was at an American summer camp, and we were sitting outside in the redwood trees, because I love nature, and we were singing the Shema. And I was looking up at the trees, so all I could see was sky and trees, and I could hear everyone around me singing the Shema, right, that note, and I knew I was singing, like I felt my body vibrating with sound, but I couldn't hear my own voice. I could hear a collective sound, and I felt my body vibrating, and I was staring at the trees and the sky, and I felt at one, literally, with everything. It was truly awesome. And we so rarely, I think, allow ourselves that experience, that openness, that to be one with everything. So we lose ourselves and find ourselves in others and everything around us. So that's my little thoughts about the Shema today. We move on to the Mi Chamocha on page 158.
מי כמוך בעיר אדוני, מי כמוך נדע בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. מלכותך ראו בניך, עוקי הים לפני משה ומרים, זרי ענו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
ונאמר כי ברא אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Page 160.
השכיבנו, השכיבנו, אדוני אלוהינו, לשלום, לשלום.
השכיבנו, השכיבנו, אדוני אלוהינו לשלום.
לאבינו מלכנו לחיים ולשלום, ולשלום. השכיבנו, השכיבנו, אדוני בשלום, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אלוהינו לשלום. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Eternal One, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts, eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up, waiting to do your will. Ashkivenu, Ashkivenu, Eloheinu Shalom. Baruch Ata Adonai, הפורץ סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים. Blessed are you, Eternal One. Your shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. On page 162, Veshamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat. This is the Shabbat, a covenant for all time. Veshamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל
ואת הארץ,
שמרו בני ישראל
את השבת,
לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
וביום השביעי שבת וינבש, שבת וינבש, שבת וינבש.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
The Amidah prayer is another example in our service where we create a oneness and an individuality both at the same time, transposed one on the other. So as we rise for the Amidah on page 164, we'll say this in the beginning, a few prayers together, and then we continue silently together, but each in our own way. And when we are done at the end of page 180, we may be seated. So please rise.
אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי אגיד תהילתך. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, עליון, גומר חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה מתים אתה רב והושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מזריח השמש ומוריד הטל. מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיים מתים ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומידות מלך. מלך ממיתו חיה, ומשמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה המתים. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
לרצון רפי והגיון ליבי לפניך. Adonai Turi v'goali, may the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, O God, my rock and my redeemer.
עושה שלום
So, since I'm sharing things about being in trees, I used to go to a university that was built in the middle of a redwood forest. Absolutely stunning. You could see deer and rabbit on their way to our campuses. It was a miracle that anybody studied, and yes, it was a real degree. And it was a beautiful, beautiful place. And it was a, kind of an alternative space, one of the UC, University of California campuses, but they had a banana slug as a mascot, our school mascot. Woohoo, go banana slugs. I'm not joking. And they had this motto. I still have it. I was actually going to bring it for show and tell tonight. I have this mug, and on the one side it has a picture of the banana slug, and on the other side it has some, I think it's Chinese writing, though it may be Japanese, and I'm sorry if I've offended anybody, because I'm not sure, but it is some form of Asian characters, and that's our mascot, and that's our saying. Nobody, or very few people, can actually understand it. So I finally said, what does this say? Can someone explain to me, what does this say? And someone looked at it and says, it's a very famous Chinese, I think it was Chinese, saying that says, that which we cannot see with our eyes or hear with our ears, we can feel with our heart. And I thought, that is beautiful. And then I actually showed it to someone who was Chinese, and they said that's not at all what it says. But it doesn't matter. I like it, so I was sticking with it, and it made me very, very happy. That being said, in the Torah this week, we read a really interesting passage that sounds very similar. God says to the Israelites, after 40 years of wandering in the desert, they now have a heart to know, eyes to see, and ears to hear. You can see why I made the connection. A heart to know, eyes to see, and ears to hear. What? What is it that they have a heart to know, and eyes to see, and ears to hear? What is it that we're supposed to know? So beforehand, it talks about God's miracles. Okay, is that it? I don't know. What are we supposed to do? And then, if anyone of you read what I wrote this week, it's an interesting thing. At the beginning of the Parsha, it talks about how we're supposed to bring the fruits of our labor to say thank you to God. We're supposed to say thank you, right? About gratitude. So we have a heart to know, eyes to see, and ears to hear. In other words, to look for, in all of our senses, to look for things to be grateful for. Poor Jackie knows. How are you doing? You don't want to know. I've got, a list of let me whinge. Let me have this, right? It's easy to whinge. It's easy to find things to complain about. Very easy. So much more difficult, I think. Maybe you guys are all different from me. But, to make the effort to see through the daily sludge of life to be able to find things to be grateful for. It took the Israelites 40 years to be able to recognize, to have eyes to see, find, look for what can we be grateful for. What are we going to hear? What do we hear in the words that somebody says that is good? Can we find something good in it? Chances are we can. It's all about reframing. It's all about perspective. Sometimes we can't. Don't force it too much. But often if we just look at it from a different perspective, we can. I think I've asked you this before. I'm just hoping every time I ask the question, more hands will go up. How many of you have seen Dead Poets Society? Okay, that is definitely more hands that went up than last time. Thank you very much. So, favorite scene, what does Robin Williams do with all of his students? With, oh, Captain, my Captain, what does he do? Stands on a chair. He says, listen to the words, but look at it from a different perspective. And he had everyone stand up on the chair or on the table and look down and say the words. And it's the same words on the page. It's the same poetry. It's the same message. But if you look at it from a different perspective, it has a new meaning. So eyes to see, ears to hear, and a heart to know the difference. Because if we can't find that positivity, if we cannot find something in the good in it, then stop trying. It's okay. Stop trying and let it go. Don't dwell on it. Don't let it bring us down. Accept that it's not good. Accept that it's hard, it's painful, it's mean, it's awful, whatever it is, accept it and let it go. It's a beautiful thing. It took the Israelites 40 years. How many years has it taken us? We rise for the Aleinu on page 586, 586.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם.
אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, הקדוש ברוך הוא. And so we remain standing for a few more moments as we think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. This Shabbat, we recognize the cost of war in Israel, and we never forget. 2 soldiers were killed and several others were wounded in a Hezbollah missile and drone attacks on northern Israel on Thursday. Slain soldiers, Major Nael Fouarsi, 43, a logistics company commander in the 300th Baram Regional Brigades, 299th Battalion, from Maghar, and Sergeant Tomer Keren, 20 years old, of the Golani Brigade's 51st Battalion, from Haifa. We also announced the passing of Susan Bebarfeld, Robert Samuels, and Blanche Radlow. In the period of Shiva, we recognize Shoshana Rose, who was laid to rest this morning. In the period of Shloshim, Igor Fuhrer, Sam Landsberger, Robert Isaacs, Jack Hibbard, Raphael Solomon, David Rosendorn, Joy Shaw, Arnold Bram, and Leah McCleary.
And Daniel Paul.
In addition, we recognize the yahrzeits which fall this week. Heidi Alexandra, Olga Brook, Betty Burnett, Jeffrey Cohen, Leon Davis, Maya Davis, Rose Dobos, Michael Eskover, Selena Franks, Anne Friedman, Sylvia Gelman, Sophia Heimovitz, Jean Haylock, Joan Hegedus, Erika Heyman, Emil Holek, Werner Heinrich Jacobi, Rebecca Jedvag, Hilda Jonas, Ludolf Katz, Katie Nathan, Antonio Pizzo, Lottie Porges, Adele Renfrey, Colin Silver, Leopold Sward, Bessie Sward, Carl Trainer, Eva Urbach, Joy Waller, and Ingeborg Warden. If there are other names you'd like to add to this list, please call them out as I look around the room. We recognize these names along with all those dying so unnecessarily in conflicts around the world, whether in Israel, in Ukraine, or elsewhere. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing as we join together on page 598 in the words of Kaddish Yatom. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba.
Amen.
B'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechonu v'yomechonu v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. B'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו Amen. May the one who creates peace on high bring peace to us, to all of Israel, and to all of humanity. And we say, Amen.
Please be seated, and we invite our president, one of our co-presidents, up to give announcements. Thank you.
Oop, the microphone is right here. Here you go.
Thank you. If you picked one of these up, you'll see how small the type has got, and that is because there is so much going on. So I'm not going to stand here and read it all to you. I'm just going to encourage you to pick one up and draw your attention to a few events. This Sunday at 11 a.m, we will be making lanterns, 90 of them, and we'll be joining Zionism Victoria and ZFA to let those lanterns off on October 7. So this is our community's contribution to remembering October 7. Shlichot, which is next Saturday night, 8 p.m, we have two wonderful speakers, Kathy Kaplan and Ilan Block. Ilan is the Director of Jewish Life and Learning at King David School, and Kathy was a former president here, so many of you already know her. And other than that, we have reverse tashlich on the 29th, and that's on our website, so if you want to know more information about that, you can find it there. And otherwise, please pick it up. This has all of the information about the high holidays and the services. There are children's and family services. There's childcare available. You need to register. If you have any trouble with your tickets, please let the office know. Otherwise, have a very beautiful Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Jackie. And so we're going to come to the back of the hall. Please join me at the back. The red is wine. The white is grape juice. Those online, you won't see us, but you will hear us as we join together in the words of Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בשבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי באנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת לחיים. And then I'm going to need a hand from all you kids. Can you all put a hand on the challah? Can you see this is a post-COVID experience? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam המוציא לחם מן הארץ. Amen. Pull. Shabbat Shalom and בתיאבון. Bon appetit. Shabbat Shalom.